Hi, Amy.
Happy.
It's a brand new season of Before the 90 Days.
Yes.
This is episode 1 of season 8. Are you ready?
I I am.
Are you happy?
Enough. Are you?
Enough? Mm, would not put my feeling in the happy category at this point.
No,
I'm
okay.
hoping, I'm
Okay.
hoping that it will go into the happy category after we meet more couples. For the moment, I don't feel very excited for this season.
That's fair. I had to really restrain myself from messaging you as I was watching it because obviously I knew that we were going to record and I didn't want to have too many outside conversations.
Uh-huh.
Um, I was happy to see new couples. I thought that was pretty exciting, though. As I was watching, it was, oh, hmm. Okay.
There there are some serious problems with these people.
Yeah,
Mhm,
that
mhm.
that's one way to put it. Yeah.
I I don't know what's happening if this is the kind of person who TLC is deliberately seeking out to represent the show or what. I'm really perplexed. I would not have chosen these people
I
so
I'm
far.
I'm also confused, especially based on what we know about the process through Match Me. Um, how is it possible that these couples made it through casting? And I'm also confused, but I was also entertained and irritated, and I questioned a lot of things. While I was watching it. It was and I also had to watch it in 2 parts, not because I was cleaning my kitchen, it was just I had to pause it because I was irritated. I think I messaged you that too. I had to
Mhm.
pause it. Anyway, shall we begin?
Yes, let's. Just with one slight detour first, a 1 and 2. 1, rate, review, and follow us wherever you listen to the podcast. 2, watch us on YouTube at 90 Day Fiancé, honestly. Now we may begin with all of your many questions, beginning with Forrest, 32, from Oregon, and Sheena, age still yet to be determined, in the Philippines.
I'm very perplexed by this couple. I really hope that production isn't exploiting his autism.
Yes, that was my biggest worry.
I'm not saying that I'm worried about capacity, like mental capacity, but I am worried about them just hiring him on again just to exploit him.
I'm with you.
Okay,
Totally.
thank you.
My how I summed it up for myself was that it's totally fine to have anybody with a disability, whether it's autism or wheelchair like we've seen in the past, deafness, whatever the case may be, so long as that person is self-sufficient. If they rely on another human being to cater to them every day, as we see with Forrest and his mother, then you're getting into that exploitation territory because this person is really not capable of making everyday decisions and living independently. Forrest can, it seems, live by himself, but he doesn't have a job. I don't think he's capable of holding down a job. They
They ha-
definitely didn't
they haven't
mention
mentioned
it.
it. Yes.
Right. He lives in this house, looks like could be very, very close to his mom and or on the same property. She's probably dropping in every day to look after him to make sure he's doing well. He definitely has a source of money because he's got this big place all to himself and it's fitted out with every kind of technological gadget you could think of, including a huge assortment of security cameras so that his girlfriend can watch him all day.
Creepy.
And he's living on Filipino time. So if your schedule is that out of whack with your natural surroundings and what's actually going on in your environment every day, then makes sense that you don't actually have a job.
Unless it's incredibly flexible. I don't know. This from the very beginning, it gave me like Mary and Brandon vibes
Yeah.
with being on the phone even when you're not actually talking and just super, super strange. But we don't have enough information yet. It's only the first episode, though I'm completely with you on everything that you've said. Um, we found out that they've been together for 7 years and they haven't met. He's going to go visit her, and both his mom and his stepdad are going. He also said that it's taken him 7 years to save up the money to be able to go, which makes me wonder, is he also paying for his mom and his stepdad? I doubt it.
Don't think so.
I I don't think so either. I was just throwing out the question. Uh, but then I wonder if it's taken him this long to be able to afford the flight out there, if he's planning on doing the whole K-1 visa, how long is it gonna take for him to be able to save up enough money for that?
Good question.
I have so many
I
questions, I
figure
have no answers.
yeah, me either. Totally clueless when it comes to all of these very important questions. But I was thinking perhaps the reason why he's able to afford this trip now after 7 years of so-called saving up is because he has the income from doing the TV show, and that is what is funding his ability to go to the Philippines. I really don't think that he'd be responsible for the cost of his mom and stepfather going. I'm pretty sure that they're funding that on their own because then there's hotels and food. There's all kinds of costs associated. It's not just the flying over there. I don't see how it would be on earth possible for this guy who doesn't have a job, maybe on some kind of social assistance, to save up that much money. So it's got to be the income from the TV show, which begs the question, is he doing this for the TV show or was he about to do it anyway? And the TV show is just a happy coincidence that allows him to buy the ticket, afford these things. Yeah.
So
Either
many
way,
so many
I
questions.
just feel really icky about the fact that he's having to take his parents with him, not because they're bad people, we don't know enough about them yet, but because if indeed he can't do this kind of activity on his own because of his autism, then why are we filming him?
His his
I
his
really
parent
I feel
his parents seem to be, like, very supportive people. Um,
almost too much in
al
certain aspects.
almost, but again, I don't think that we know enough to be able to actually assess it properly, and that bothers me, but, I mean, it's all about the enticement, right? You wanna give the cliffhangers that we keep watching and whatever. I'm glad his parents are going because I am concerned for his well-being. Maybe not his physical safety, but his mental and emotional safety.
Hmm. Yeah, and when you factor in this possibility of her parents, not Tricia, Sheena?
Mhm.
Sheena's parents somehow being scammers, as mom seems to suggest, and that there could be this danger of Forrest getting tricked into giving over money or something, then why are you going at all? Why are you submitting your son to the possibility of this danger if you really think that that's a likelihood or even a possibility? I'm not sure what to think of this except that I have a creepy, icky feeling that not only is Sheena's family possibly taking advantage of Forrest, but TLC is, and then we are by definition because we're watching the show, we're consuming it.
It's concerning. It's definitely giving off a ton of red flags, and I'm not sure how to feel about it, if my or at least if my current feelings about it are going to continue, if they'll be alleviated, if they'll be exacerbated, don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope it gets better. One of the just kind of weird aspects of this episode was the sex talk between mom and Forrest and her taking him to the sex shop, which she'd done once before in his life when he turned 18. I just felt it was kind of exploitative. Like, this is a conversation that you guys should be having in private. We don't need to be here for this.
And we don't need to see your mom helping you select lingerie for the woman that you're planning on losing your virginity to.
Yeah, like
Just
I just feel like
super
this is all in bad taste.
yeah, yeah.
It's not that I don't want Forrest to have these experiences, and I don't think he's capable. He is. He's in love. He wants to be with Sheena. I wish them the best, but I just feel the way that we're going about this makes me feel like I am the creeper watching, and I
Yes.
don't feel good about it.
Thank you. Yes, I agree.
Mhm. There's also this question that came up of Forrest saying that he might stay longer in the Philippines than his family is planning to be there with him. He said up to 2 months?
Yeah, that's not a chance.
No. I don't think mom will let that happen n any which way possible. Hell would have to freeze over first before she would let her son out of her clutches. And then Forrest also says this one thing about Sheena. He says he thinks that he has to rescue her, and that's why he wants to stay there longer, rescue her from her parents, which is a narrative that seems like it can be very, very dangerous for him
Mhm.
because he will buy into it. He'll feel like he's responsible for Sheena. He's got to do everything he can for her. And then this way he can be easily manipulated to give up money, give up whatever it is that she or her parents may request.
And if her parents are that big of a problem, do you actually think that they're going to allow her to leave the country if they did pursue the K-1 visa? Or is he going to have to move there again, i.e., uh, Brandon and uh,
Mary.
thank you, yes.
Yeah.
And we've all seen how awful that situation has been, and they're both arguably competent adults. Arguably.
Yes. Any final comments on Forrest and Sheena before we move on to the next new couple?
No.
All right. Next up is Emma, 27, of California, and Ziad, also 27, Morocco. And the first thought that I had when I saw Emma's plastic, non moving Botox face is Jesus save me, first of all. And secondly, this looks like if Jasmine and Shekinah had a baby, Emma is their child.
Wow. Now that you say it. Yeah. What? Well,
Can you please tell me why the fuck 27-year-olds are getting Botox? They don't need it.
I've heard that it's preventative. If you get it early on, then you won't need it later because you're not exercising those muscles to the point that they're causing wrinkles.
Uh, I've
But
heard the
that's just
opposite that people who
that's what
get
I've heard.
Botox on a regular basis when they're young, 20s and 30s, who then by the time they reach their 40s and 50s look like they're at least a decade older because of all of the negative stuff that it does to your face.
Well, that's what we've seen in practice.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes.
So, I don't know the answer to that question.
Anyway, I think everybody knows how you and I feel about this type of face.
And the lip?
And the lips. Oh my God. And the hair. What was with the hair? Is that a wig?
It has to be. It looks like it's a lace front wig, but the lace is the wrong color, doesn't match her skin tone, and it's also pulled way too
Forward.
low
Yeah.
on her forehead.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I hate to pick apart somebody's appearance, but if you're going to do that to yourself, you are already naturally beautiful. Why are you messing with this? All these strange, horrible plastic things injected into your body and put on top of your head to make you look beautiful? It's
Again, I think
tragic.
the body dysmorphia thing, we've seen it, like, it's abundantly clear in Stacey and Darcy,
Yeah.
and it looks like both her and her sister are on that road as well. Her more so than her sister, though.
Are they? Because I felt like Emma had a hugely inflated ego and sense of how beautiful and worthy and special she is. The entitlement was oozing from every pore.
I don't know
No?
how mm, I don't know. I feel like that's the theme of today for me is I don't know.
Yeah, I know we're making a lot of conclusions and making judgments based on a very small amount of information. We are bound to be wrong, but I love the fact that both Emma and her boyfriend, Ziad, are moving so incredibly fast at their tender age of 27. They started talking about getting married after only a few minutes of chatting online for the very first time.
And this is also when she had that overlap because she met him during that overlap with her ex-boyfriend, but yet it took her a while to get over him.
That whole story was outrageous. I was howling. The more that came out about her past, her having gone to Morocco before, being engaged with somebody there before, and then the overlap, this is insanity. I pulled one quote from the show that I just absolutely loved, and this is it. Just because we haven't met in person doesn't mean I don't know him. Yes, this is a recipe for true love.
And then to pull a quote from her sister when they were doing puppy yoga, which was absolutely adorable,
Yes.
he has the same red flags as the losers you've dated here in LA.
So supportive and loving. I can't get enough. Really.
I mean, I can because when we see the guy, he reminds me so much of, I think his name was Muhammad, Debbie and Muhammad. The one who
Oh,
said, "I am a crazy asshole, something, something." They were going painting with llamas or something. Debbie, the older one.
yes. And yes, Mohammed, the younger guy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
He reminds me of Ziad.
Yes. Me too.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, and then another, uh, this isn't a direct quote, but she was saying, because she hasn't met him before, what if he's uncircumcised?
Yes. That whole discussion of what she might find in his trousers once she met him in person was particularly disgusting. This is how you judge a man? Really? And the fact that she wants to, on the very first night that they get together, when she lands in Morocco, go to bed with him.
Do all the things.
All the things, really, really troubling. Maybe get to know one another first, build up to it, have a few dates. Try kissing, holding hands. See how that goes. See if you've
Hugging,
got chemistry.
perhaps.
Hu- Hugging. Maybe reflecting on the fact that he's Muslim, try to be a little respectful of that and recognize that in that culture, probably going to bed the very first time you meet somebody in person is not the best way to approach things.
Yeah,
But no, doesn't matter. No,
despite
why
the
worry
fact that
about that?
she's already dated someone from the same region, in the same religion,
Yeah,
things are gonna be different, which they're not.
no. Emma is, wow, she's a handful. She goes to Morocco. Her plan is to stay there for 1 month. When she's about to leave, we find out another delicious detail. She just got fired from her job. So, despite no longer having a source of income, she's still going on this 1 month long adventure to Morocco, where she had been planning to pay for everything or still is. We're not sure yet. And she loves, oh, does she ever love the drama? Because when she had that little layover in Paris and she started going on and on about these text messages that she got from him, and she doesn't know if things are still going to happen, if everything is going to work out the way she planned. What were the text messages? What did they say? What was it? We don't know anything. Nothing. It's just all attention seeking behavior.
Mhm.
All of it.
And
There,
what we do know is that she brought 4 pieces of luggage with her for 1 month. If you recall, I went to Portugal for 3 weeks, and I brought a carry-on.
yes.
What did she pack? Because it
Well, there
appears
was
as though the majority of the outfits that she's wearing don't contain much fabric.
no. Well, at least one suitcase is full of shoes. We know that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't catch that. Okay.
So she pulls a Darcy when she gets to the airport. I love this. When they get off the plane, they go to the bathroom in the airport and they spend God knows how long, 45 minutes, an hour redoing the makeup, getting changed, cleaning up a little bit. Why is that necessary? I don't know. before she goes out to meet Ziad. And then we find out that he made some kind of, I guess it was like a presentation of rules of what they could and could not do in those text messages. And this relates to, are they allowed to kiss in public? Probably not. So he's just been trying to let her know these things before she gets off the plane. And this is why she had a meltdown in Paris.
Even though he's contradicting himself because we also had the cut where it said, "No, of course, I don't care. Yes, we can kiss in public, whatever." But this to me screams the start of the controlling behavior.
Yes, it most certainly does. Because when they had that moment when they were both in front of the camera together, they finally met at the airport and she's trying to talk sexy with him and get kisses and stuff. And he doesn't respond to that. In fact, he tries to put her down and put her in her place by saying, I will tell you what is and isn't per- permitted to do. She walks off in a huff and he's all getting into his macho power. This is not going anywhere. My prediction, no way, no how will this couple make it to the end.
Agreed. And you'd
Okay,
think because she already has experience dating a Muslim man that she would know how this goes, and yet she wears this
handkerchief,
skimpy, lacy what did you call it?
a handkerchief.
Oh, yes. Yes. I
It
mean,
was a
maybe
lacy
2
handkerchief.
handkerchiefs. Uh, but it just seems like there's no consideration um, for his culture. Anyway, I think that she's just completely and utterly out to lunch. Why do you keep going back to these Muslim men? What happened with the last one? Also, I don't care. So, anyway,
Shall we read on? Okay, this couple, this is going to be the one to watch, I think. Laura, 47 from Washington State, and B- Birkan.
people online have been calling him Birkan, and now I can't see anything but that.
Okay. Birkan, 26 from Turkey. She starts off talking to her AI in her house. Oh boy, this is a problem. And we find out that she loves to read erotic fiction as well as write it. Good, whatever floats your boat. Laura has a best friend. Michael is in her life as a constant fixture. And she says that things can sometimes get confused with Michael.
She also said that he's just her best friend. And I feel like that's her trying to create a mental block for her because things do get confusing between the two of them. I think that Michael seems like a lovely human being. I think he's very handsome. I think he's much better looking than Birkin.
Birkan.
Birkan. Thank you.
Birkan.
Much better looking. He seems so supportive, so caring, so invested in her. And I think both of them just need to give up this BS and be together. He needs to give up his trauma. She needs to give up the friend zone, and they just need to be together. I mean, there is the confusion as to whether she's asked for it and, his trauma has gotten in the way. I don't know. Either way, they need to be together because their chemistry is palpable. And I think they're so cute together. I think that they would really be successful. And I think that this relationship, this quote unquote adventure is just, I mean, maybe it'll be the catalyst to their ever evolving relationship, almost like a Sex in the City, Carrie and Mr. Big thing. Like you need to go and find something different before the other person can realize that, no, you're definitely the one. I don't know, but I feel like that love story would be so much better than this BS.
Yeah, I'm not rooting for Birkan and Laura. to succeed. I feel like the relationship that they have at this point is just Laura being incredibly thirsty, and she's been walking through a desert for years, for decades, and Birkan is just the mirage that she's seeing on the horizon that she thinks is going to give her everything she needs. She just needs to get into bed with Michael. They need to do it so that she can calm down because she's obviously has needs that need to be met. And they are already emotionally intimate with one another. If they get physically intimate, I think their relationship is set and they can do anything from there.
That's a really good point. They're already emotionally intimate, which means she's already emotionally cheating.
Oh, yeah. Now that's the kind of weird area. Is she cheating on Michael or is she cheating on Birkan?
I think she's cheating on both of them at the same time, even though there
Yeah.
isn't like a set commitment with Michael. She's definitely uh cheating on the other relationship because apparently it's a relationship. Ew. Um but, but either way, I think she's not doing herself any favors by playing both sides. I think it's one of these like shit or get off the pot kind of things with Michael because I think she's only going to push him away.
Yeah, I think at this point you're right. She's going to push him away. If it was before she had met Birkan, I think that she would be much more willing to open up to Michael more. Like she's already opened up to him and suggested that she would like to be involved with him, and he said no. But now it seems like those tables have reversed. So they've switched positions. He's
Yeah,
more interested now than she is.
I think he was originally just so afraid of rejection, and that's why he
Yeah.
didn't try to pursue anything.
Mhm.
And again, now that she's pursuing something else, now that's given him the motivation to try to pursue her.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a complicated situation. That's why I really want to watch these 3 and see where it goes. We're looking again at a situation that we had with Vea and Rory, where
Yeah.
Michael is going to go to Turkey with Laura to be her support system while she meets Birkan for the very first time. And of course, we've got this whole jealousy issue that is just waiting to explode for Birkan, who is this macho guy who comes from a culture where your girlfriend or wife does not have any male friendships whatsoever.
Yeah.
Mm, big problem. Anyway, Michael and Laura, I think they've both been giving off mixed signals. Their timing has not been great, but if they could just align those little pieces, they would be set. I'm really rooting for Michael to win.
I think that they've both been beating around the bush for so long. They've been on opposite sides of said Forrest. You don't wanna stay on the opposite side of
Shrubberies, the
the shrubbery.
shrubberies.
Opposite side of the shrubbery. Um, they just need to get their shit together because, again, I really think that they would thrive together, and this dude is just a distraction.
Yeah, agreed, 1,000%. Shall we read on?
Yes?
All right, up next is Rick, 52, from California, and his girlfriend, Tricia, 25, Madagascar. I'll say it again. She's 25 and he's 52. Are we unsettled about this? He has children older than her.
He has 5 question mark children.
Mhm.
I
Yes.
will complete my question mark at the end of this session. Uh, and she wants to have more, or she wants to have her own. I should say
Yes.
that.
Also, his 2 youngest children are just 2 and 6 years old. Now, 2 years old, how 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 has he managed to get a new relationship going with Trisha and have a 2-year-old?
Do we know how long they've been together for?
No,
I
we
didn't write
don't.
it down. I don't know if they said it.
I don't think they did say it, but it just seems to me like that's really fast. Either he broke up with his baby mama, his ex-wife, I should say, because we know it was a wife, as soon as that baby was born, and then he met Tricia, or
Or
mm,
maybe even when she was still pregnant. I mean, if we give them a little bit more time,
I guess.
I don't know. The timeline doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. Also, dude, get a vasectomy.
Brilliant. Love that suggestion.
Because he said she wants him to pay for all this stuff, but he's on a budget because he has 5 kids. Okay, well, if you're on a budget, wouldn't it be financially responsible to get a vasectomy in order to prevent any further accidents?
Mhm.
Not to say that any of his kids were accidents, but any accidents in the future, I guess.
Yep, yep. Okay. Another problem that I spotted, he calls Trisha while his kids are with him. The kids are fully aware that he has a relationship going on in Madagascar and that he's going to be going there to meet with her. And they have spoken with Trisha over the phone.
Mhm.
Really? Really? Before you even know that this is the person for you, that you are going to be committed to them for a good long period of time. Not necessarily marriage, but a stable, long term relationship, and you're introducing your little kids.
And how many times have we talked about this before? How soon is too soon to introduce anyone to your children, especially
This is
when you
too
haven't
soon.
met them first?
This is too soon.
He knows
Ye-
nothing about this woman.
Yeah. And he has suspicions about her behavior. Of course you do. She's a full 27 years younger than he is. He
Just
has been on the planet 3 times as long as she has. Twice as many?
twice.
Twice as many times as she has. Yes.
It's just a cornucopia. Is that the right word? Cornucopia?
Yep. Oh,
Of just of red flags between the 2 of them, and then we find out that she ghosted him for, what, 5 days?
yeah.
He's not sure if she's resolved things with her past relationship. I'm not sure if she's resolved things. I'm not sure if she's in a new relationship. We have no idea what actually led up to her ghosting him. But I'm sorry, if you don't respond to me in a timely manner, depending on the person, excuse me, there's a problem.
There is. And this problem seems to have created so many other problems for them. We hear her very much made up excuses for why she didn't communicate with him for 5 days, involving police and motorcycle accidents and possibly ex lovers, totally made up. And and then he tells us that during that time he made a choice of his own, which was clearly going to be hooking up with somebody else that he now regrets.
Now we're tying in my question mark.
How many more problems can you give to one couple before they've even seen each other for the first time?
Uh, Why? Why? Like, why are you creating this many problems for yourself? Like, not just including the distance, but the amount of kids you have, the age of your girlfriend, distance, budget, commitments,
Honesty,
honesty.
loyalty,
Yeah, go on.
uh,
Integrity.
maybe having important discussions, as these couples tend to never do, like,
As
I don't want to have any more kids. And you do. So this makes us not a good match.
not compatible. Okay, great. Nice knowing you. Goodbye, block, and delete. You don't even have to delete any pictures because you've never even met before.
Just looking at the bright side, aren't we?
Don't
Yeah.
make me break out in song.
I, I am so skeptical of all of these couples except for Laura and Michael, who are not officially a couple. This is a very, very odd start to this season. Like I said at the top of the show, I really hope that things improve, that when we get to know the other new couples, that there's somewhere in there a light, a beacon of hope, a true couple, something that we can cling to that actually makes sense, because these guys, mm, no entiendo, no comprende. I do not understand.
Caipirinha.
Convenience. Let's keep those coming. That'll help us understand.
Honestly, like, the just this first episode, I feel, is one of the most aggravating and concerning first episodes or introductions that we've ever seen on this entire franchise. And I'm not sure what's going on with production. I really hope there's going to be something, as you said, something redeeming in this season. Otherwise, I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue to talk to you about it. I mean, let alone watch it. I mean, if I watch
Yeah.
it, I'm going to be talking to you, but like,
Mm, yes, I completely agree. If if this is the path that we're going to set upon and it's going to continue in this direction, I have serious doubts about being able to complete watching the entirety of the season. It's almost as if they put somebody like Darcy or Shekinah at the helm and they've had control over the casting because these people are just wildly, wildly out of our usual scope.
I think my eyebrow says it all.
Okay. We'll leave the last word to the eyebrow unless there's something else pressing that you want to mention.
No, I have nothing. Nothing.
Neither do I. So before we go, if you're enjoying the 90 Day Fiancé Honestly podcast, please subscribe to or give our show a follow. If you have an additional moment, please rate us and help other 90 Day fans to find our show. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
See you next week.